Hey, what's up everybody? I'm going to do a classic rock reaction. This is going to be, I would consider it to be a double shot, man. But two songs in one. Number of you have said to me, your next Led Zeppelin 3 installment is Friends, but it's also attached to Celebration Day, so I have to listen to both in tandem. So Friends first, then Celebration Day, and it's connected, man. So basically two songs in one. All right, your wish is my command. So let's do this, man. Friends and Celebration Day, Led Zeppelin. Off of Led Zeppelin 3. Let's get it. Got a Far East appeal.
Bright light, almost blinding. Black night, still there shining. I can't stop, keep on climbing, looking for what I knew. Had a friend, she once told me, you got love, you ain't lonely. Now she's gonna let me only looking for what I knew.
Now she's gone and left me lonely. It's quite a different sound.
I'm telling you now, the greatest thing you ever can do now is try to smile with someone who's blue now. It's very easy, just man on the roadside crying. Without a friend, there's no denying. You're incomplete, there'll be no finding. Looking for what you knew. So anytime somebody needs you, don't let them down, although it could ease you. Someday you'll need someone out there to looking for what you knew. I'm telling you now, the greatest thing you ever can do now is try to smile with someone who's blue now. It's very easy, just oh yeah.
It's quite a different sound, man. It's tripping me out. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm telling you now, the greatest thing you ever can do now is try to smile with someone who's blue now. It's very easy. It's very easy. It's very easy. It's easy.
Wow. Songs about the importance of being a good friend. This is the other one.
Face is cracked from smiling, all the fears that she's been hiding, and it seems that pretty soon everybody's gonna know.
Mercy as the winners toll the bell. Damn, man. Jimmy Page. The guitar work in this song. And of course the rhythm section. And that voice. These guys are way too good for their own good. Skills coming out of their yazoos. These guys, man, they're not from this world, man. These guys, incredible skills, great musicianship, really good lyrical writing in these two songs, man. Wow. I'm tripping. You know why? Yeah. You warned me that Led Zeppelin 3 was going to be a different sound. But damn. Yo, what a different sound. And both songs are different from what I've heard before, and they're so different from each other too. Yeah, Friends. Friends was a great tune, very uplifting and encouraging, telling you the importance of being a good friend. Celebration Day was great too. I'm still trying to grasp it a little bit. I think, was it just about being happy? It can't be that basic. I need to listen to it a few more times to grab the full meaning of that tune. I loved it though. I loved the musicianship in it. I love that powerful foundation from, of course, the rhythm section. Jimmy Page's guitar work in this was great, man. It's as if he was playing like 3 or 4 different guitars in this. Maybe a variety of cuts, I don't know, but yo, his guitar work was just everywhere and excellent. And of course, Plant's singing was great. I liked his vocal range, especially in Friends. That was incredible, man. You know, just took you off somewhere. Both songs, definitely fantastic. I can see how they're linked to, you know, good advice. Thank you very much for reminding me to keep them together. A couple of folks that told me this, so thanks very much. Yeah, man. Wow. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. Yeah, both songs are excellent. The sound is different, completely different, but I like it, man. It's like Friends had like a Far Eastern kind of sound. And Celebration Day, another kind of fantasy farscape feel to it, you know. Makes you drift off and think about, I don't know, like the Norse mythology, fantasy farscape thing, the Lord of the Rings thing, you know, that sort of thing. That's kind of like where I was going. But, and I think it's because of the guitar work that was taking me there, and Plant's vocals in Celebration Day that kind of took me into that. Anyway, man, yeah, I dig both songs. Both songs are excellent. Let me do a quick little read here, man. Short intro of the band, and then some background info of the two songs. Okay. Yeah, got a few Wikipedia pages opened up here, man. All right, so first, Led Zeppelin. Led Zeppelin were an English rock band formed in London in 1968. The group consisted of guitarist Jimmy Page, singer Robert Plant, bassist and keyboardist John Paul Jones, and drummer John Bonham. The band's heavy guitar-driven sound has led them to be cited as one of the progenitors of heavy metal. Their style drew from a wide variety of influences, including blues, psychedelia, and folk music. After changing their name from the New Yardbirds, Led Zeppelin signed a deal with Atlantic Records that afforded them considerable artistic freedom. Although the group were initially unpopular with critics, they achieved significant commercial success. Led Zeppelin are widely considered one of the most successful, innovative, and influential rock groups in history. They are one of the best-selling music artists in the history of audio recording. Various sources estimate the group's record sales at 200 to 300 million units worldwide. With RIAA certified sales of 111.5 million units, they are the third best-selling band in the US. They were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1995. The museum's biography of the band states that they were as influential during the 70s as the Beatles were during the 60s. Yeah, interesting thing, you know, in comparing them to the Beatles. I like the fact that Led Zeppelin were willing to experiment and try something different, just like the Beatles before them. I like that and appreciate that about the Beatles, that they were experimental with their sound and changed their sound, their image, every single thing in the later 60s. And so a lot of that probably rubbed off on Led Zeppelin as influence, where they were very, very willing to experiment and try new and different things. Props to an artist that is willing to embrace something new and experiment with something different, change their sound up a little bit. Cool. Props to you for that, man. Okay, Friends. Friends appears on the album Led Zeppelin 3, released in 1970. Jimmy Page told interviewer Daniel Rachel that he wrote this after a massive argument with someone. Quote, "And yet you wouldn't know," he said. "I was inspired, I guess, by this feeling. I've just got to release this somehow." Unquote. Jimmy Page and Robert Plant wrote this in 1970 at Bron-Yr Bronwyaer, the cottage in Wales they went to after a grueling US tour. The cottage had no electricity or running water. It didn't even have cable. This was one of the few Led Zeppelin songs that used strings. The band wanted an Indian sound, but unlike the Beatles, they played the instruments themselves instead of bringing in Indian musicians. Wow, masterfulness, man. Their bass player, John Paul Jones, did the arrangement. Yeah, their silent assassin, John Paul Jones. Can I call him JPJ? Would you guys be insulted if I called him JPJ? Let me know. Jimmy Page had his guitar in an alternate tuning for this song. It's open C tuning, a tuning standard for foreign folk musicians. It explains the low-pitched sound and the rattling heard from the strings throughout the song. This is achieved by tuning your strings C, A, C, G, C, E. All of you musician types, I'm sure that you understand that. Previewing this song for Melody Maker before the album came out, Jimmy Page commented on Robert Plant's vocals, saying, quote, "Robert shows his great range, incredibly high. He's got a lot of different sides to his voice, which comes across here," unquote. Yeah, he certainly does, man. That was fantastic. Great singing on the part of Robert Plant. And I was thinking along the way of the song, did he get his voice somehow altered somehow? Or was that just him? Just his raw vocals just going really high. Obviously from what Jimmy Page is saying, it was just all him. Fantastic. More props to you, man. Holy. I really enjoyed that song. Friends. Okay. Celebration Day. Celebration Day appears on the album Led Zeppelin 3, released in 1970. This was almost left off the album. The beginning of the master tape was kinked and wouldn't play in the tape machine. It was cut out and the ending synthesizer of Friends was composited over the edit to disguise it. Okay, understandably now why they're linked. Jimmy Page said of this song, quote, "Why celebration? It's saying, I'm happy, that's all," unquote. Okay, so it's a song about just being happy. It seems like there's just so much more in it, like it's the story, following the story of a young woman. I gotta give it a few more listens and pull the lyrics out and read it. It seems like there's a lot more to it. Reading on. Zeppelin played this on their tours from 1971 to 1973. A live version appears on their concert documentary, The Song Remains the Same. Yo, I gotta do another reaction then. I gotta do a live reaction to this from The Song Remains the Same. Whenever I get to a song along the course of my chronological order, I'm also doing a live version reaction to The Song Remains the Same. That's how I'm kind of going through The Song Remains the Same, the movie, and dissecting it. So good to note. I gotta do a reaction. But are these songs both on that soundtrack? It doesn't say that about Friends. So it's just this song. So is this song singular by itself? So when I'm doing the live reaction on The Song Remains the Same, am I just doing this particular reaction? Let me know, just so I know how to set it up. And if you've got a link or something, send it to me so I do the reaction properly. Okay, where was I? I lost my damn way. Oh yeah. In his interview with Guitar World magazine in '93, Jimmy Page comments on this song, saying, quote, "There's about 3 or 4 riffs going down on that one, isn't there?" That's what I thought. He was playing like 3 or 4 different guitars. Half was done with a guitar in standard tuning, and the other half was done on slide guitar tune to an open A, I think. We put that together at Headley Grange. Because we rented the Rolling Stones mobile recording studio, we could relax and take our time and develop the songs in rehearsals. We didn't have to worry about wasting studio time. I do not remember too much about that song other than that and what I told you earlier about the opening being erased. I used to play the whole thing live on my electric 12-string, unquote. In the same interview, Plant talks about the effect of John Bonzo Bonham on the band, saying, quote, "Besides being one of the best drummers I've ever heard, he was also one of the loudest. He was the reason we had to start buying bigger amps," unquote. How great is John Bonham, man? Yo, man. Yeah. Among drummers, I gotta search my mind, and because when I think of John Bonham, for some reason, I also think of Neil Peart, kind of like his, the sour grapes effect, or the flip side effect. You've got two great drummers capable of the same phenomenal level of success, both going about it a different way. I always use a metaphor of them being fighters with the goal of rendering you a serious ass whooping, and they're both going to be very, very thorough and successful in rendering you that ass whooping, but it's a matter of how they go about doing it, because same conclusion, same destination, different approaches. So I gotta pose the question to myself, is he the best drummer I've ever heard? He could very well be. Well, I'm gonna continue my research with that, but I lost my way again. Okay. Robert Plant says that the lyrics to this song reflect his impressions of New York City. He even introduced it in concert sometimes as, quote, the New York song, unquote. Okay, that's song fact information on the band and the songs, man. Excellent info. Yo, man, you guys warned me about this sound being different, this album being different, and yeah, man, you're right. It yet again another dimension in this crazy ass rabbit hole that I'm getting lost in Led Zeppelin. And man, I said to myself, man, I'm just going back to the beginning of when I started my channel and the assumptions I had in my head of, okay, well, my mainstay is going to be anti-war songs, and then I'm going to basically do little sideline, maybe a couple of double shots, maybe the odd triple shots. And when I get to Led Zeppelin, because I already know their 4 or 5 big hits, I'll probably just kind of, appease some of their other fans and just do maybe 1 or 2 more doubles and then just move on. Yo, man, the dumbest assumption I ever made. And as I'm going back, pulling back this curtain, getting deeper into this rabbit hole, I realize that the body of the iceberg, the body of the diamond, is hidden underneath. It's hidden beneath ground. All of these tunes that I'm discovering, man, that's the real body of the diamond. Of course there are, commercial hits that I know are excellent, but I just took it at face value, and then that's it, and that was the best that they had to offer. But man, it's incredible as I'm discovering this, how much better and better they get with each song. And to think that I could have just went through my whole life and not know this and not discover this. It gives me chills sometimes to think that I could have passed all of this good stuff by. And as I'm sharing this with my dad, he's realizing, he's like, yo man, I was working on some assumptions that I knew enough about Led Zeppelin, but I'm glad that you're sharing this with me, because I really overlooked things. That's what my dad said. So man, I don't know how he's gonna take all of these different dynamics of Led Zeppelin, like their folksy side, they're touching on East Indian music here, and this Farscape Celebration Day type stuff. But the blues stuff that he listened to had him in awe for sure. So, and it's got me in awe, just discovering all of these different dimensions. And see, here I went off again. But yeah, I'm going through a state of overwhelm at the discovery and the realization setting in of what I could have missed out on. That's what it is, and it gives me chills, you know, to think that I could have missed out on all of this greatness. Oh, and I just want to say something, just a little footnote to my R&B friends, because I know you're watching, I know you're checking out my reactions, and you just don't want to acknowledge that you're closet fans for some dumbass reason. Get over that shit, because I'm enjoying the hell out of this, and I know that you are too. I know that you're following me, I know that you're checking out my reactions, and that you're kind of taking this journey along with me. So I don't know, just be grateful, give proper respect and props to these guys for what they've given us all in music. You know, I mean, Puff Daddy covered Kashmir in the form of Come With Me for the Godzilla track. And, you know, we have our parties and you guys dancing your asses off to that tune. Well, that is a Led Zeppelin tune. Give props where it's due, my R&B friends. I just got to say that to you guys. Sometimes it bugs me that you're closet fans. Anyway, I'll leave that alone. But getting back to the true Led Zeppelin fans, my subscribers, yo man, thanks very much you guys for sending me these suggestions and links and things of that sort, and introducing me to these different sounds that these guys can produce. Because like I said, man, I could have just passed this stuff by and not know. So I'm glad that you guys were very on me, and that you coached me ahead of time about this tune and these songs and what to expect from each album, and you know, that sort of thing. So thanks very much for kind of helping me lay out a path to follow. So I appreciate that, my subscribers. Thank you. Okay, man. Yeah, so that's my reaction to these two great songs, man. It's so different, but great, man. They still have the signature Led Zeppelin sound. You know it's Led Zeppelin. There's a little bit of thunder, and Bonham is there threatening that thunder, but he knows when to hold it back. Works great with Jones as the rhythm section, and Jimmy Page and the guitar work and the vocals, man. Yo, these four guys are really not of this world. They are in a class all by themselves. I'm gonna bite my tongue and hold off and not call them the greatest, because I'm only 3 albums in, man. I got another 5 to go? Is it 5 or 6? So I'm gonna hold that off, but I am impressed as hell, let me just say that. Anyway, man, moving along here. Thanks very much to those who recommended these tunes and instructed me as to how to listen to it. You know, I could have botched it and just kind of chopped it up, but thanks for the instructions. And yeah, so look for my next Led Zeppelin installment probably in a couple of days. And also please let me know about the song remains the same, that version of Celebration Day, how to listen to it. Is it connected to another song? That sort of thing. I don't want to jump ahead. So if it's connected to another song or what have you of the same album, sure. But if it's like connected to other songs from different areas, maybe I should hold off. We'll see, and let me know. I'll wait until you guys advise me how to listen to that particular song. Anyway, that's it, man. I'm out. I'm gonna bounce. Thanks very much. Hope you enjoyed my reaction, and I'll catch you in my next Led Zeppelin installment. Peace.